Hi, this is Charles at Kaleidoscope Rock Academy. I'm actually here at home demoing the Catalinbread Semaphore Tap Tempo Tremolo today. I first saw this pedal in a store in Seattle, Emerald City Guitars, about 10 years ago. I remember it being like $400 something new, and I just kind of kept it in the back of my mind, like, that's a gorgeous sounding tremolo, but I don't want to spend that amount of money for one pedal. And then I saw this one many years later. I saw this one on Reverb for under $200, so I thought, here's my chance to get a Semaphore. My first experience of getting this in the mail from the guy selling it on Reverb was negative, and I plugged it in, it said it could take a 9-volt power supply, and it just felt like every time I engaged the pedal, it was adding significant grit, which was not the transparent, beautiful sound that I remembered. So I did some research, and I actually got a couple different power supplies from Amazon, and I got a dedicated 18-volt power supply for this instead of like plugging into my pedal power that has multiple 9-volt outputs. I just started using this separate 18-volt power supply, and that seemed to help. But I could swear, and I could be wrong, I don't know, but I could swear as I've used this over a couple weeks that the grit has gone down. It's almost like the pedal changed as I ran current through it and used it, whatever, since it arrived. So it sounds much cleaner now. It's very strange. I don't remember ever having this set of experiences with a pedal before, so I thought I'd mention in case you've got one of these and you're like, why does it sound gritty? Well, I feel like it doesn't now. And I'm using both the 18-volt power supply, and I just gave it some time. Not sure how much one or the other was the difference. I'm demoing this with a Positive Grid Spark amplifier, the original one, and then this is a Tom Anderson custom guitar, and right now I'm using the neck and middle pickups in parallel mode, combined with the bridge pickup in series. So let's turn the pedal off for a second. That's my basic Spark clean sound that I designed. And then you can see I've got the pedal right now set where the depth is like 3/4 and the shape is in the middle. You can use either the tap tempo to select the tempo, or you can use the rate knob manually. I love the fact that it has a tap divide where you can tell it how to interpret your foot tap on tap tempo, whether to make that the quarter note or some other subdivision. So that seems really great. We'd love to have that for delays, but that's a cool feature. And I'm gonna like show you all the different wave shapes. I printed out the manual so I can use the term for the wave shapes that they use, because I was like, what? At first I was looking at this going, what do I call these weird squiggly shapes? And I'm going to show you with this particular shape and depth in the same position for each one of them, and then we'll start changing that and playing around with it. And I think I've got it right now on the divide being quarter notes. And let's turn it on. I've got the volume really low because it feels like that is a match for the signal, maybe a little bit higher. But I don't need to have it like the engagement of the effect raise the volume out to the amp particularly. So let's start over here at the what they call the ramp up. It's weird that this is a continuous knob because it's like, well, I'm really just selecting, you know, a discrete choice here, not like a degree of ramp up. You hear a little pulsing of it. And then ramp down sounds like. This next one is a square. As I'm trying to film this from 2 different camera angles, I have to look down on it to make sure I've got the right thing selected, but that's life. That's pretty clearly pulsing on and off, right? It's pretty easy to watch the light to see the tempo and to adjust your playing accordingly. take a look at triangle here. So that's triangle, sine. This one's called hyper triangle. Lumps is the official name for this. They have this weird thing called random. That's kind of strange, but okay, so I think we'll take another tour around with a faster subdivision. So let's go to, I think maybe I was on half note with that, which is why it was throwing me off. Okay, so there's a half note setting here. Here is eighth note. Let's go back to the ramp up. To ramp down. That's kind of a cool sound. And here's the very pulsy sounding square. That's really fun. Triangle. Sine. I feel like the combination of being able to tap in a tempo, pick a subdivision, and then watching this easy to look at LED here makes it really easy to coordinate your performance of whatever you're playing with the pedal. Here is hyper triangle. And then lumps. And of course the mighty random. My personal feeling is random is annoying. But, okay, let's play around a little bit with the shape and depth on one. So let's do shape first. So if we go back around here, personally I'm liking the ones, I'm not liking the ramp up and down ones as much as the others. I feel like for regular playing, probably the things from triangle, sine, hyper triangle, lumps sound the smoothest and nicest. Square would be great if you really want a very obvious pulsing effect, which we definitely want for certain things. So this is back to ramp up and down, and then we change the shape forwards. It's interesting how changing the shape, I believe, is reflected in the LED. You can kind of see a change in how the light works. So it's giving you, unless I'm imagining that, it sure seems like that. On the ramp down, that really smoothed out. And as you go backwards here, it's much more pulsy. Now we're on the square. This particular setting, the square, makes it really clear what the shaping is doing. It's changing the balance between the on and the off. So it's really cool. You can pick how much negative space you want. To the point where you're almost not getting any signal there. So next one around here, triangle. Again, this is more smooth and this is more, seems like more separation. This is the sine. Hypertriangle. You can tell that, like, depending on whether the shape is more concave or more convex for the wave shape itself, the shape knob has almost like an opposite effect, because as you're increasing the proportion, if the starting shape is upside down, then I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but the shape is creating more or less negative space around it. Here's the lumps. You can see out here, like the lumps on the left on the shape has more tone, more signal, and then on the right has a deeper gap, but then this one's opposite of that. I got a cable here that I gotta reform. Okay, and then of course we're gonna just be comprehensive and do random here again. Kind of just don't see the point of that one. Okay, so let's play around a little bit with depth. So we'll put shape back in the middle, go back around with the depth being altered here. I had to replace this knob. I should have mentioned that earlier. It was missing, and I replaced it with this larger knob, but now these two are kind of running into each other a little bit here. So there's the maximum depth on it. Ramp up, ramp down. There's the pulse. And if you also bring this up at the same time, you almost end up with nothing, is it? Next one around. That's your full triangle, your full sine. up. You can see there's so many possibilities because each one of these knobs, they kind of interact with each other. They have a full range of options, not discrete positions, and man, you could just do a lot of different things with this. Here's that random again. So that's me showing all of the parameters, but for a moment I'm going to play around and just kind of find what I think I'd like to use. I'm going to go back to triangle. I'm going to bring the depth back a little bit. Let's see here. In my back of my mind, I'm thinking about, I think it's called Bright as Yellow by Innocence Mission, 90s song that had a lot of tremolo. If I want to make that a little less severe. Sounds cool. If I was going for more of a harsher, like Rage Against the Machine kind of effect here. Let's see here, go up to 16th note. I'm trying to think of like Know Your Enemy, Rage, but I guess that doesn't sound very good unless you also have the harmonizer on. See, you also can do a rate that way. I decided I'd set that to what the tempo was in my mind, using just the rate, not the tap, and it still worked because the light is so helpful. Let's try something with distortion just to round this out. So this is obviously capable of giving you like those really more intense tremolos that cut in and out for like a hard rock thing versus the really smooth thing I was doing a moment before. Let's try some other shapes for that. Like the shape of that one reminds me more of that like Smith song. So the different shapes are really important too, because the first one, the square was more choppy, kind of like Rage Against the Machine. This one has the sound of that famous Smith song. Still really pulsy, but just have this different shape, different character. It's totally fun. One of these days I'm going to challenge myself to make a video without using the word fun. Let's try try some other shapes. Still not as huge of a fan of those ramp ones. Yeah, super awesome pedal. Now that it's working right, unlike when I first got it, super great sound, lots of control over different shapes and different effects. It's kind of like I want to take like the entire history of tremolos and shove them into one box, and I think I did a pretty nice job of that. Look forward to using this one in my studio, and if you like this kind of thing, certainly check out some of our other videos demonstrating pedals, Gauguin guitars, amplifiers, and the like. We have a playlist on this channel for just lessons and gear videos. And thanks for watching. If you like this, please subscribe.